You think you know me?
Hey everybody, Big Danz here, and welcome to BigDanz Nostalgia Trip. Today I got with me good old Mike Allen.
Hi.
We're gonna tackle a small one here today. We got this article on the top 10 game characters who stole the show. Basically, it takes a lot to make a successful video game. It needs good story, good music, high fun factor, and a fair difficulty level. Most of all, however, it needs to have memorable characters. Now, some game protagonists have become iconic, like Mario, Sonic, Donkey Kong. Sometimes it's a side character that merits the most attention. And this article will showcase some of the best examples of characters that have stolen the spotlight away from the intended main character of these video games. You ready, Mike? Let's get underway.
Yeah.
Alright. I guess if you want to do number 10.
Okay. So number 10 is Miles Edgeworth, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, which I've never played. Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
Yeah, it says here, so the Phoenix Wright franchise is not very well known, but it is recognized as a very innovative and original game series. The series focuses on Wright, a rookie defense attorney who repeatedly comes to the rescue of innocent clients. It also focuses on the eccentric Miles Edgeworth. Sounds like some sort of person who goes to eat him. But anyway, a famed prosecuting attorney and childhood friend of Phoenix Wright with a perfect win record and a reputation for doing anything to prove
Defendant.
the defendant guilty. His perfect winning streak was soiled when he was met in a court against Wright, and the two formed a friendly rivalry that would carry across the series. The climax of the game came when Edgeworth himself is accused of murder, and it is up to Phoenix to defend him. The trial involves history that stretches back all the way to Wright and Edgeworth's fourth grade year of school. At the decisive moment when Phoenix decided to become a defensive attorney and Edgeworth a prosecutor. While Edgeworth acts as the game's antagonist of sorts, it is shown that he has a good sense of right and wrong and I mean, does his best to act in ways that he deems fair and just. He is an oddly likable character, which resulted in him being a fan favourite. He was so well received, in fact, that a spin off game was released with him as the star. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm sure you have some impressions of the Phoenix Wright series, because I haven't played them either, but I know a lot about them.
Well, they seem to be, from what I've seen, because I haven't, I never bought a Nintendo DS, but they seem to be like some kind of sort of RPG or
No.
sort of visual novel type thing.
Visual novel is close enough, but it's kind of like first off, sort of like a venture game because you do have to point and click, get clues and stuff, to help
Yeah.
with your case. And it's kind of like LA Noir, where you gotta like question people to get the right answers and
All
try
right.
to gauge them right. And then it all goes to the court battles, where you gotta prove your defense innocence. I did play the first level of the first game. Um,
All right.
and for those who don't have a DS, it's actually available on the Nintendo Wii in the Wii shop
Okay.
for I think like
What were you?
£7.
Were you?
No, Nintendo
Can I?
Wii. The first three games
Yeah.
anyway.
All right.
So yeah, I'll definitely be getting those eventually. And yeah, I guess Miles Edgeworth is a centric character at every level, and hell, I barely know the guy, but I kind of just like him. And
Yeah.
for those who want to crash course in Phoenix Wright, watch the movie, because that is one of the most faithful video game adaptations I've ever seen. And the movie like take does like the whole story of the first game. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, what you kind of explained with the whole he's on a trial himself and stuff, that all happens in the movie.
I was going to say they don't do the old house routine in the Phoenix Wright film, where right at the last moment he pulls out a win from what appears to be an absolute loss.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
House.
yeah,
The way that it looks like he's going to lose the patient, and at the last moment he
yeah.
gets a moment of inspiration, and it's like, yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, or I like to say there's a house where he knew the answer like for a long time ago, but he wants to see
Yeah,
if his assistants can handle the job.
yeah,
House is like the Goku of doctors, you know?
Mm.
He's always the champion to win in the operating room, and like Goku, he tries to step aside to let others have spotlight, but then when they fuck it up, he has to step in at the last second.
Yeah, yeah. Especially who's the bald one in Dragon Ball
Krillin,
Z? It is Krillin. It's like Krillin decides to fight, and everyone's like, "Oh God, he's going to lose. He's going
Krillin,
to
no,
die."
Krillin has my respect tenfold.
Yeah,
Because think about it like this: Krillin knows he can't beat Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, any of the bad guys,
yeah,
but he stays, he fights, and he dies for his friends.
yeah,
Now that's a man right there.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, we'll eventually be doing a DBZ retrospective.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, I definitely want to play the Miles Edgeworth game. Sucks that particular one I'll have to get a DS in order to play.
mm, yeah.
Um, but
Like,
yeah.
doesn't won't they be releasing it on Wii?
It's been forever. Well, only the future can tell. But for the first three Freedom Strikes games are on there, so that's plenty to
Oh,
hold my own. Yeah.
oh, okay.
But
Well, you never know.
uh, but
No, I was
yeah,
saying you never
so
know.
yeah, definitely Miles Edgeworth is badass. And if you try to argue otherwise, objection. And that was weak. Okay, number 9, Meta Knight from Kirby. Um, let's see here. Meta Knight made his debut alongside Kirby in Kirby's Adventure. He began as a minor recurring boss who developed as the series did. He gradually grew in popularity until becoming a fan favorite, ultimately receiving his own semi-spin-offs in the form of sub-games Meta Nightmare and Meta Nightmare Ultra. His appearances in the games have shrouded him in great mystery, and his intentions are never made clear. Therefore, his relationship with Kirby ranges from dreaded foe to fierce ally, and can change at any moment. Any moment. All that is known of him is that he is an honorable fighter, as he always offers Kirby a sword before any fight with him. As a standard win animation, his mask is broken and you briefly see his face, which strongly resembles Kirby. Speculation on this tends to point him towards being a member of the same species as Kirby. Obviously, he looks like. Whatever they may
Mm.
be. His notoriety helped nab him this spawn the roster of Super Smash Bros. Brawl as a playable character, and he shows up as a recurring character in the television show Kirby Right Back at You.
Okay.
Thoughts on?
Have you actually played these? Because I've never played Kirby games.
Yes and no. I definitely know of Meta Knight. Although I mostly play Kirby Superstar, and usually the boss there is that Quaggle D, where we got the big duck guy. Um,
All right.
but I just got the Kirby's Dream Collection, so I know I'm gonna be running this guy a lot,
Mm.
and I definitely played as him in Smash Bros. In fact, his character is so broken, he's outlawed in tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess because it's Smash Bros. Games are made by Sakurai, a creative Kirby, and he takes any chance he can get to make Kirby look good and Mario looks dumb.
All right.
Yeah, 'cause if
So,
yeah,
when you say he's broken, do you mean that he's overpowered?
definitely overpowered. Oh yeah, and yeah, if you play that game too, man, Mario gets his ass kicked repeatedly. Kirby looks like awesome. You know,
Yeah. Although to be fair, all Kirby has to do is just suck Mario in, and he's beating him already.
Kirby's kind of a horror creature if you think about it.
Pun?
Kirby's kind of a horror creature if you think about it.
Yeah. He's like a horror creature with a cute face.
Yeah, and yeah, he does also. Yeah, Meta Knight does have that inconsistent good guy bad guy thing, kind of like Venom or something.
It's almost like um, he, he you could say he's whimsical. So one minute he's good, then he's evil, and then he's good. It's like, oh, it's how I feel that day when I get out of bed. Today I'm evil. Why? Because I feel like it. No, I definitely should get some of these Kirby games. I just haven't got around to them.
Oh yeah, I was just buying the Dream Collection on Wii if you can find it,
All right.
because that's about 6 games in one.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay,
And it's not too expensive, is it?
it's fair.
Yeah, it's not like Shaft you $60.
Uh, well, if you get brand new, it's worth $60. I got brand new for 40. And
All
like I
right.
said, it's 6 games in one. Plus, you get like a little history videos, special featurettes in the game, and you get the soundtrack CD and art booklets and stuff.
Mm.
So if so yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty
so
good.
that's not bad though.
Yeah. So I think I mean if you were to buy all these games individually, it would probably be like $50 at least if you buy them all individually on the Wii Shop.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like look for the Dream Collection.
All right. Well, I'll get that instead.
Uh,
Can you use like a normal joypad on it?
yes.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Because I've got a joypad for the Wii. I just haven't used them.
Yeah.
Or Wii.
Okay. You want to take on an alright?
So number 8 is Hunter the Cheetah, Spyro the Dragon. Hunter the Cheetah is a longtime friend and ally of Spyro's, and has been a fan favourite since his first appearance in Spyro 2: Ripto's Rage. He initially was showcased as a laid-back but somewhat dull-witted slacker, who was directly responsible for bringing Ripto to his home world of Avalon by putting his birthday in as the coordinates to the professor's experimental portal. After Hunter's friend learned of Ripto's fear of dragons, Hunter was guilted into helping bring in Spyro to Avalon to stop Ripto. He serves as a helpful tips and tricks guide throughout the game and makes cameo appearances in nearly every level, oftentimes to offer a mini game. His lovable personality made him an obvious choice to include in all future Spyro games, and he even became a playable character in Spyro: A Hero's Tale. He is a very skillful character, showcasing great ability with a bow and arrow, as his name implies, and this is very strong and agile. He makes for a very entertaining character throughout the series, which simply wouldn't be the same without him. Hmm, fair enough. Have you actually played Spyro? Because
I played a couple of the Spyro games.
I played the first one.
Mm.
I don't remember seeing Cheetah the Hunter in that though.
I said it came in number two. I played two and
Oh,
three, and albeit Hunter was actually he's a pretty cool character, but I would say he takes the spotlight.
all right.
Maybe it's because he has a little more likable personality in Spyro, I guess. But
Ah.
I don't really see like him taking the spotlight. Sharing it maybe. But
Spyro's character, is it that expansive or is it just
he seems
you?
pretty simple. Like he's a nice guy, but he's just pretty simple.
Well,
But it might have
he seemed.
you know evolved over the years. Might have played over the years.
Well, no, I've only played the first one, and Spyro just seemed like Mario, but without any characteristics at all.
Yeah.
It's like nice, cute little dragon, and it seems like because it's designed for young children.
Mhm.
It's the young children that basically give the Spyro characteristics that aren't there.
Yeah.
So I just wondered whether it's a poor example because if you think about it, if I know this is a tangent, but bear with me. In Star Wars, the movies, the reason why they became so successful was not because of the films, but because when the children were playing with the characters, they were making their own adventures. They were basically giving each of the characters, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, they were making their own versions of them. So when they were playing their own stories, Luke Skywalker was their Luke Skywalker, not George Lucas's Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo was theirs. So I just wonder if the reason why this character seems to steal the show is because the main character is the player. You know, the main character doesn't have anything distinctive about them. So when you got the main character that's just nothing, it wouldn't be that hard to steal the show, really, would it?
Okay.
Anyway, it's just my opinion.
A second. Provide some asshole in the YouTube comments.
Uh, do you really care what people say? I mean,
Not
come on.
really.
Come on. Arseholes. Yeah. What's the phrase about it? People? Yeah, yeah. Arseholes are like people. Everyone has one, but just because they have to say something bad doesn't mean you have to listen. Yeah, don't worry about them. And there's a simple response because you'll notice that the people that are the most vocal are the ones who do the least work. So if there's a simple response.
Yeah.
You show me how it's done then.
Mhm.
Exactly. It's easy to point out what the faults of others, but it's a lot harder when it's you that has to
Yeah.
actually put the effort in.
Oh man, but I can't believe I got number seven. The Great
All
Much Poo from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
right. We were just talking about him in the last video.
Conker's Bad Fur Day was a very well received game at the end of the Nintendo 64 era. Although it didn't sell well due to its limited demographic and lack of advertising, it has gained a cult following and has become extremely popular for its mature content, absurdity, and hilarity. One of the most memorable parts of the game also serves as one of the most disgusting moments of video game history. A boss fight with quite literally a giant pile of crap. Um,
Yeah.
the Great Mighty Pooh is a giant living pile of shit with corn for teeth and an affinity for opera. You must battle him by throwing toilet paper into his mouth whenever he belts out an aria, while avoiding the toxic poo he flings at you. The fight
Yeah.
ends when he belts out a high note and breaks the glass between you and a toilet lever, allowing you to flush him to his death. His death is greatly overdramatized, and he even references the Wizard of Oz as he dies. Uh,
Yeah.
he has gained notoriety for, well, being a giant pile of shit, but he is the first thing anyone familiar with the game associates it with. Although, for all the wrong reasons, he well and truly steals the show.
Yeah. I like him. He's just you don't expect a pile of poo to start singing to you, and
That's
then you
yeah,
have to,
that's mindfuck material right there.
and then also to defeat it, you have to throw rolls of toilet roll in its mouth.
Context.
Pun?
Hey, that's context for you.
Yeah. And he got him saying, "Flushing, I'm flushing," instead of melting. Remember, I think it's what was it, the witch?
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
melting butter.
yeah. But he definitely does. But then I think it's because he's just different. I
Very
mean,
yeah.
think about when was the last time a talking turd spoke to you in a game?
That's something like your parents tell you about when you don't flush the toilet as a kid.
No, it's like if you don't flush the toilet, the great mighty poo will come for you. Well, definitely get you to flush the toilet, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I haven't really played this game. I played a few bits of emulator.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a gem on the 64. That's one thing the 64 really. I'm surprised it survived. Because that
Mm.
system had like no fighting games, had no adult games, had like no horror games, like hardly any of those
Well, they
genres.
did have that rare game. You know the one that they recently released on the place Xbox One.
Uh,
God, what's the name of it? You know the one with the 96 hit combo beat 'em up thing.
what are you talking about? Killer Instinct?
Yeah, that was on the Nintendo 64.
Probably Super Nintendo, but okay.
No, it was on the Super Nintendo, but it was called Killer
Well,
Instinct Gold on
yeah.
the Nintendo 64.
Well, it's like I said, it has one or two of each genre, but like there's hardly any, you know.
No, but to be fair, the reason why the Nintendo 64 didn't have many beat 'em ups or this or that was because it cost somewhere in the region of $25 to $30 for a company to buy the cartridges for the Nintendo 64. This is the company who wants to buy the cartridges and put the games on it. So it was just so expensive, and that was partly why there were very few games, and the the Nintendo 64 only survived because of Nintendo. All the best, pretty much all the best Nintendo 64 games are made by Nintendo.
Hmm.
I mean, Rare, okay, it was a spin-off, but they were owned by Nintendo at the time.
Yeah.
That's why it survived so long.
Oh man, I guess on to the next one.
All right, Nina Cortex. How can you have two characters from the same game? Whatever. Nina Cortex Crash Bandicoot. Nina Cortex made correction, her
Yeah,
appearance
it looks like a
relatively late.
boy.
It looks like a boy to me, but
Yep.
anyway, Nina Cortex made her appearance relatively late in the series. She was first introduced in the racing game Crash Nitro Kart as a playable character, but wasn't expanded upon until the game Crash Twin Sanity. She was introduced to the series as Dr. Neo Cortex niece, who showcased a brilliant intellect and a love of animals as a young girl. Angered by the signs of a kind heart, Dr. Cortex fitted her with bionic arms and sent her to Madame Amberley's private academy of evil. In Twin Sanity, Cortex and Crash break into the academy to sneak her out and recruit her in their quest to stop the evil twins from destroying Insanity Island. Her unique look, sass, and extendable bionic arms helped her quickly become a fan favorite. She became a recurring character and gained a more prominent role as the series went on. She even went on to replace Cortex as the main antagonist of Crash of the Titans, which only served to heighten both her notoriety and her fans' love of her.
This is
So,
it's interesting because only times I ever heard about her is people bashing her. So this is
all right,
opposite from what I hear. But
looks like a bloke to me.
yeah, it looks like the kid from Lucius.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know if I should try Crash because I'm just now trying to get into the Ratchet and Clank series. I don't really take on a whole other platforming series.
Yeah.
But at least
Oh yeah.
if I do go hop over to Crash, there's plenty of variety.
Yeah.
I do like a female villain over a male villain, but it's just me.
Yeah.
Number five, I love this one, and this picture here, I actually got as a light switch on my wall.
All right.
Um, Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic the Hedgehog, or I don't know, it's a series anyway. Throughout
Yeah.
his tentative lifespan in the game, comic, and television series, Shadow the Hedgehog has become the single most popular character in the Sonic universe. He's a perfect example of the anti-hero, a character that is loyal to neither good nor evil, but rather to whichever side currently fits their interest, and
Mm.
and who effectively is on their own side. Shadow was created to be the perfect living weapon, but certain events led to his being placed in suspended animation until his recent years later, released years later by Dr. Eggman. When he awoke, he had no memory of his past, and he was used by Eggman in an attempt to conquer the world. He nearly brought about the Earth's destruction, but had a change of heart in the nick of time, saving everyone. He has since made a habit of flip-flopping sides to achieve his goal of regaining his lost memories. He grew to great popularity after his introduction in Sonic Adventure 2, and he became a playable character in many games, even getting his own eponymous,
Eponymous.
eponymous spin-off game. He has made many appearances in later games and has developed his own spin-off comic series. Well, I want to see this. Continually grown in popularity all the while. Alrighty. Your thoughts on Shadow the Hedgehog?
Um, I don't know if he I don't know if he actually sort of steals the show because I did play I'm pretty sure it's Shadow the Hedgehog on the PlayStation 2.
Uh huh.
He's all right. He's all right. I mean, his backstory is more interesting than him. He's just
Yeah.
like he's just like a so-called evil version of Sonic.
Yeah, like Dark Sonic. Yeah, like he was only supposed to be in Sonic Adventure 2, but
Oh, okay.
he got resurrected due to fan popularity.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I can kind of see him being like the really badass anti-hero Sonic, because we are in that generation that prefers anti-heroes over regular heroes.
Yeah. No, an example. I had Sonic Adventures to battle something on the
Yeah,
GameCube,
yeah.
and I think you can actually pick Shadow instead of Sonic to start the game. So you can
Yeah,
actually
sorta.
choose between the two, and
Sorry, you
they've
kind of
each,
like Team Shadow and Team Sonic.
but each one has got their own adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Well, my
It was
introduction was
actually
the
more
Shadow
fun.
game. Yeah. I liked the Shadow game better, even though everyone hates the game. And from what I've seen, it is, even though I played the living shit out of it, it is, I guess, a
Yeah,
bad game because it's poorly written and bit poorly programmed.
yeah.
Because like the aliens, they'll attack you regardless, even if you side with them. Um,
Oh,
and all 10 endings do not count until you beat them all, and then you get the 11th ending. That's the true ending. So it's like, why don't I just go through the same like beginning missions 10 times?
I bother.
Yeah,
Just look,
yeah.
just watch YouTube. I mean,
So yeah, you can make him evil, dark,
yeah.
neutral, uh, hero, or good.
All right.
Um,
Sounds almost like Dungeons and Dragons with all the different alignments.
yeah, yeah. Um, and plus, he used the first hedgehog to use guns, and that was controversial.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it's like he kind of is more powerful than Sonic. 'Cause he's got the chaos control, all that jazz and stuff. And I don't know, with Sonic's just he's just battle savvy. And he's got all this more speed. So
No, but then Shadow has an automatic advantage over Sonic, which is that Shadow will, where Sonic will try and save people.
yeah,
So he's in a situation where It's like if there's boulders falling on people, he'll try
Yeah.
to save them. Whereas Shadow will just let them die. And so in a fight, it's me
No, no,
versus
I
Sonic.
disagree. No, I
Eh?
disagree. Every time I've seen Shadow, like, he's always like, they would always stop in the fight to like briefly team up and save the people, then get back to fighting.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like in one of the comics, I think Shadow stops by. He's like Shadow's currently working for Robotnik at the time, and
Yeah.
he stops by Sonic's place. I guess because it's his birthday, and
Yeah.
um, Eggman sends a fucking a giant ass robot to take on Sonic, and Shadow's just watching. Yeah, I guess it's his day off or something. And so
Yeah.
the robot like freaking like grabs Shadow too, because it's got like tentacles and stuff. He's like, Shadow, you're not doing anything to help. I'll report your betrayal to Robotnik. Like, no, you're not. And he fucking kills the guy. Yeah,
Yeah. Sounds cool.
yeah.
I should look at the comic.
Oh, I had a lot of comics. I know to reboot the comic series, because there was like a legal issue or like characters and stuff. Like
All right.
so, there's some sad to say too. There's some pretty cool characters. Um, some I wish they were in the games, like Surge. He is literally an evil clone of Sonic. At first looked just like Sonic, only he wore like
All
a
right.
leather jacket and shades. That's
Okay.
the only fucking difference. But then he tried to steal the Master Emerald one time and got like supercharged by it, and so it
Yeah.
became green and started calling
Yeah.
himself Scourge.
Okay.
But yeah, like the comics is really good. Like they try to take Sonic stories too seriously in some of the games and it failed, but the comics do it just right too.
Okay.
Um,
No, I remember there were Sonic comics, but I just never read them.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Like Knuckles, like you know how his new look, he makes it a little bulky and stuff.
isn't Knuckles Sonic's sidekick? Or am I thinking of who's the fox?
You're thinking of Tails.
All
Knuckles is
right,
the red one.
Knuckles is yeah, the one with the Rasta type
Yeah.
thing because it looks like he's got this
Actually, he's a
massive.
Rastafarian, a Knuckle character.
That's
Yeah,
what
he
it
just plays the
reminds.
bongo drugs and smokes weed all day, but he swears it's medicinal. I'm like, sure it is. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family.
True.
Oh,
No, I was gonna say, it's Knuckles. When you jump forward, he does some weird flying,
yeah, to glide.
float, floating thing.
Yeah, he glides with his big ass hair drugs. Hair hair drugs? Is it dreadlocks? That's it.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, to be honest, I think some of these people online they really need to chill out.
Yeah,
It's not like they taken Sonic and turned him into Super Mario,
right,
or they turned Sonic into Sephiroth.
right.
Put him in a big trench coat with human type hair, and has absolutely no relation to Sonic.
Yeah.
It's just a few slight changes. Come on,
I
really.
know and stuff like they're making steroid jokes with Knuckles and stuff. I think it's appropriate because like I said in my
Mm,
dad's log, Knuckles is known as a power character because of his big fuck off fist of his. Okay, he's got those
yeah,
little pencil sized arms, and like
yeah,
you play like say like Mario Sonic Olympic Games and go
yeah.
to the power category and you got Bowser who towers everybody, DK
True,
who's just as big. You got little ass Knuckles.
true. But then look at Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yeah, but we're not talking Popeye characters.
Because look at the size of his fist compared to the rest of his arms.
Yeah.
He's got these lower arms that are massive, and these um, pipe cleaner type
I thought
arms which connect to his body.
I thought you just had a tumor and like strokes and stuff.
I have no idea what it is, but it
Yeah.
doesn't look normal. That's my point. Oh, so maybe Knuckles is the Popeye of the Sonic world.
But any, but but yeah, the new look is I think it's appropriate. They would probably shrink it by like 50%. You would still look good on that new design. Like
Yeah.
Knuckles looks like a character called Thrash, the Tasmanian Devil, who is a rival for Knuckles.
All
And they
right.
got a serious fucking storyline. Like apparently both their races go back to genociding each other.
Okay.
And whenever they're in the fucking comic, they're literally like fucking each other up. They
Yeah.
like pounding each other, fucking throwing each other through walls. I mean, they're like going avid children on the bitch, you know? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah. So I think the comics can tell more drama than the games. But as for Shadow, yeah, I see how he can definitely he stole Sonic's thunder for a couple of titles for
Mm.
sure. Um, uh, but anywho, your turn.
All right. Zero. Mega Man X. The 90s was a time when video games were going through a period of modernization. Not wanting to be left behind, Capcom made the decision to modernize the Mega Man series and creating Mega Man X. Zero began as a prototype for the revamped Mega Man, but the creators decided that they had actually made him too different. So they made him a side character instead, which was a smart move on their part. In the game, Zero was the last creation of Dr. Wily made for the purpose of eradicating Mega Man once and for all. Yeah, like that ever was. However, Zero had a bug in his programming that made him wildly violent and uncontrollable. Wily shut him down and put him in a suspension chamber until he could calm down. Decades later, he was awakened by a group of Reploids who were all slaughtered upon his release. Despite his destructive nature, Zero soon became close allies with Mega Man X as the two fought to stop the evil Sigma and his army of Mavericks. Zero acts as X's mentor throughout the first game and fights alongside him throughout the rest of the series. He becomes a playable character in the later games and became significantly more popular than X, gaining enough popularity to lead his own spin off series, Mega Man Zero. More than everyone, he helped bring the new generation of Mega Man to fruition. Well, you're a huge fan of the
Oh
Mega
yeah.
Man X series.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked when I first heard that Zero was actually going to replace Mega Man outright. And yeah, he was. A lot of people when they think of Mega Man, they think of Zero. And
All right.
yeah, and he was pretty cool controlled on Mega Man X4 and 5. And
Yeah.
I think he was another case of resurrected by fan popularity because he was killed like at least 3 times in the series, and was really supposed to stay dead in X5, but they brought him back anyway because of the
All
fans.
right. Did XY come out on the PlayStation 1?
X5, yes.
Okay. No, it's just I remember seeing some collections for the Mega Man X series, which Capcom released,
Oh yeah.
but I couldn't get hold of them.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of playing some of that sometime. Uh, 'Cause I'm due to record another Mega Man game. Um,
All right.
and yeah, I'm not gonna touch the It's Your series because that's like notoriously hard, and
What, are they harder than the ones you recorded? Because that one
oh,
you got your butt handed to you.
oh shit, that was the good run too. Like I actually
No, but
actually
you see my point. I mean, if that's a good
yeah.
one, and yet it's damn hard, what's the Zero
Oh
games
yeah,
like?
I saw five. I kind of probably saw the fact I could beat Mega Man 1, not bad, cause that everyone bitches about the first game, and that's the one I had like some of the most experience with. Um,
Oh,
but with Zero or no, I was recording Mega Man X, the first one,
mm.
and I was doing so badly dying trash to play for. Like I was getting game over like every fucking stage. And so I did like a practice playthrough, and then I recorded it. Cause I'm so rusty and stuff, I'm
Hmm.
like doing like a practice playthrough of each game before I do a record run.
All right.
Um,
Maybe I should have done that with Shogo because there's parts of that where I literally die. It's like you're supposed to fly up on these fans and you
yeah,
get to the top and these robots fire at you.
yeah.
So fly up, you're dead. Fly up, you're dead. Fly up, you're dead. I'm like, bugger it, I'm going to do this off camera. And then continue once I
Shush.
killed
Death montage.
them. Near enough. So I can understand that. Also, the problem being is that if you haven't played something for a long time, there's a lot of things that you may have forgotten, where the guns are, where
Yeah,
the enemy appear, and when you're recording it, it's easy to forget. And then because it's that type of game where if you die too often, then you have to start again.
Yeah, that's one reason why I need to do practice runs and make it at games, because I gotta figure out where all the fucking armor pieces are all over again.
Yeah, yeah, because what's the pain in the backside using fraps? It's having to stop it and then having to catch back up to where you died. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you die and it's like, oh, so stop it and then play for maybe 20, 30 minutes to catch up
Uh,
to where you were.
just I'd be like, oh, technical difficulty happened. Here, let me
Yeah,
give you a quick recap. This happened, and this happened, and this happened. Moving on.
yeah.
I've done that. I've done that. Uh, Instead of reloading the last 10 minutes when like here's what happened.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah, but yeah, good shit. I'll tell you. I can't wait till freaking the Mega Man band start doing some Zero songs.
All right.
Oh man. Anyway, I guess
I know that they released a lot of original soundtracks. Should be able to get hold of them somewhere for the Mega Man games.
okay. Yeah, I was just either get like from the Megas or the Proto Men or the Rockman anniversary soundtracks.
All right.
Okay, that's what I don't really know anything about. Um, Captain Quark from Ratchet and Clank. Captain Capricious Leslie Clark.
Copernicus.
Copernicus.
Yeah.
Leslie Quark is the superhero of Metropolis and the savior of the universe, according to himself. Captain Quark is a self-appointed hero and will jump on any chance to improve his image. His persona is based entirely on stealing the show. So if we had to put him on this list, uh, he'd harass us until we did it. Throughout the Ratchet and Clank series, Captain Quark plays a significant role, ranging anywhere from bumbling adversary to bumbling ally. As the figurehead of the Ratchet universe, he makes a nasty habit of showcasing the heroics of others as his own, gaining him many enemies. Quark's ego is overshadowed only by his own cowardice, which has gotten him into several tight situations. However, though it is astonishing luck, he has managed time and again to come out on top, receiving credit where it is not due and very loosely maintain his superhero status. Quark has been well received by fans and critics alike, and is seen as many to be funnier and more interesting than either Ratchet or Clank. Quark is also said to appear in Ratchet and Clank movie. Also, it's coming out soon. Set
Hmm.
for release in 2015. His appearance makes fans of the series even more excited for the film's release.
He actually looks like a character that would not be out of place in Toy Story, the
Yeah,
movies.
but I get he's basically like everyone's favorite asshole. Uh,
Yeah, he means well, but he's absolutely useless.
no, I don't think he means well. He's just trying to fucking get glory and stuff, man, he's like the selfish of the selfish. He does
Hmm.
not want a 9 to 5 job, that's for sure.
No.
And you can tell by his chin he's related to Vince McMahon, so it makes more sense. Uh,
Yeah. In a way, he does remind me of who's the guy in Toy Story that thinks he's a space pilot?
oh, Buzz Lightyear. I would say like, 'cause I'm thinking this the voice actor or something, because well, that's from the cartoon show, but
Yeah.
Joe from Family Guy, he got the same chin.
Yeah.
Uh, I'll eventually be playing because I got the Ratchet and Crank trilogy. I'll eventually be trying it out.
Actually, he does remind you of, remember Duff Light from the Simpsons?
Definitely.
Oh yeah. I can imagine him being in the Simpsons.
Yeah. Uh, oh man. But
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, take number two. I'm actually surprised by this one.
All right. Psycho Mantis. Anyway, Metal Gear Solid. Psycho Mantis began as a former KGB agent with a strong powers of psychokinesis, a combination of telekinetic and psychic abilities. He was a detective who would get inside the minds of targets for information and leverage. During one such assignment, he delved into the mind of a serial killer and went in too deep. As a result, he took on the same mindset and went insane. He then went on to become a freelance assassin until he crossed paths with Solid Snake. The result is one of the most infamous boss fights in video game history. During the fight, he showcases his amazing psychic powers by breaking the fourth wall. He does this by reading the player's memory card to find out the games they like and their gameplay style, and making the controller move by activating the rumble feature. Throughout the fight, he psychically reads you so he knows exactly what you're going to do next, making it impossible to hit him. He even messes with the television settings to throw off the player, making them think the channel was changed. The only way to beat him is to remove the controller and put it into the opposite ports, taking him by surprise and rendering him temporarily unable to read you. After beating him, he commends you for your ability to do what no one else has done before and gives you valuable information you need to continue. Psycho Mantis was polled as the eighth greatest video game villain of all time by IGN, and his boss battle ranked as the second greatest moment in gaming. Yeah, in gaming, which is more than enough to earn him such a high spot on this list. I've seen the fight. It is interesting. I mean, come on, who would have thought of unplugging the joypad and putting it into the second one?
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
I never would have. I would have just got annoyed and said this is bollocks and turned the game off and never played
It's
it
like,
again.
yeah, I'm Slash like the only guy who did it, and the only way you can do it is by punch him in the face repeatedly. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think the guy's like epic or he steals the spotlight as far as epicness and coolness and accomplishment factors and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like like I would say Snake all the way but side character wise.
yeah.
But yeah, still that is just he's unique all around.
But I'm a bit. This is getting a bit confusing because you see, if you notice before Psycho Mantis, all the characters that stole the show were all good guys.
Let's see here. Well, Captain Quark was that's like a kind of a villain.
Well, but he was working with the good guys.
Shadow is technically a villain too. Um,
Sure, but he does work with the good guy.
Cortex is might be a villain. Not sure. Great Mighty Pooh is a bad guy.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You're right. You're
Oh,
right.
oh, and Meta Knight and Miles Edgeworth, technically were rivals.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Aside
You're
from
right.
Zero, there's like hardly any sidekick characters that actually took the show. It's mostly
Yeah.
like rivals.
Yeah, it's just I mean, based on that logic, surely Sephiroth definitely stole the show over Cloud.
Oh, he is the most popular character, yeah.
But
Um,
then that's because Cloud has no character at all.
yeah, he's a lot better in the game than he is the fucking movie. Like ever since Ever Children. Uh,
Oh my god, yes.
yeah, I was gonna save this rant for the Final Fantasy video, but
Yeah.
I want to get it out now. But Cloud, I hate the fact that they made him an emo and since Ever Children, cause he wasn't an emo in Final Fantasy VII. No,
Well,
th th
in my opinion, in Final Fantasy VII, he was a normal guy.
yeah, the
You know.
guy in Final Fantasy VII, the guy was just slow to trust people and he had insecurities,
Yeah.
but he was effective.
Yeah.
And when he got his memory back, he was even better. He knew his role.
But then also don't forget that in the game, he does. Excuse me. He does go emo. But I don't think it's emo in the traditional sense because after he basically falls into the live stream,
Hmm.
it's not that he's gone emo, it's just that he's sick.
Yeah.
So afterwards, his character changes for a period of time. And then near the end of the game, he kind of starts to go back to his old self. Whereas in the film, he just seemed like some sad drip. It's like, oh, I don't know my
Yeah.
purpose. Oh, I'm
It's like
just
talk
going to
about taking
disappear.
a step forward and a two steps back.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
yeah. I know, I know. But do you see my point? It's
Yeah.
like, uh, I can see why Psychomantis might have outshone Snake because Psychomantis sounds like a nutter. I mean, this guy's insane from probing too far in a serial killer's mind. So you can imagine he's probably quite weird.
Yeah.
And the fact that he can control people means that you potentially can do whatever you want. It's like, I won't kill you, but you will, ha ha ha, as you use your psychic skills and get the like that in that picture. You've got the woman with the gun, and so he psychically gets her to turn the gun on herself and blow her brains out.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha! See, I didn't kill her. She killed herself. Ha. You know,
Hmm.
you got potential for a great crazy dude.
I would like use my psych powers to just, like go walk through town and just make random people do random shit. You know,
Yeah,
like I had urge to dive through this window or something.
yeah, yeah,
Or, or like you take over one random guy, he walks over to a random guy and have him punch the other guy in the dick or something,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
they snap out of mind. Like what would I do?
You know, you're bored, so you get someone to jump off the bus for no reason.
I would do like lethal shit. I would just do like fucking. Like I said, like a first story with like I just did that for no reason. Or
Yeah, but no, there's definitely potential for yeah,
yeah, like I said, Saito is unique and stuff, and I guess you could say he's the highlight. I guess you could say he's the highlight. It's just I guess whenever I played Metal Gear Solid since like the year it came out and stuff, and to me he never came off as the highlight of the show for me. He wasn't that impressive, unique, but
no.
and it hasn't been done again since, which I'm a little surprised. Um,
Mm.
but I don't know, that wasn't like the best part of Metal Gear for me. So
All
uh,
right. Well,
maybe
no,
somewhere in
I
the top
suppose
five. I'm not sure.
no, but then to be fair, it's just someone's opinion, so you know
Yeah.
you're not going to agree with everything.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or seeing as how this is just they say it's like he's on here because he stole a show through a unique boss fight and something they'd done before. Still, it's a little high up on this list, if you ask me.
well, I don't worry about that because the things, like I said, it's just his opinion. I mean, to be honest, because I haven't played a lot of these sh- these these games or series, it's hard for me to comment. But then, when I think of character sidekicks that outshine the main character, um, in Xenogears, pretty much all the side characters outshine the main character because the main character is this typical emo, emotionally over the top guy, and in comparison, pretty much everyone else outshines him because he's such an annoying little person, and you know he spends half the game whining about Ellie that you kind of tune him out. It's like, oh look, Faye's whining again. Next.
Oh, and this is just totally random, but I'm like look at my subscribers like thumbnails what they posted, and
Yeah,
someone's done a Final Fantasy Lightning Returns video, I guess. But on the
yeah.
thumbnail, it's got lightning, but in place for face is Daniel Bryan.
Actually, that would make an interesting Final Fantasy 13 game. Can you imagine that? It's like, yeah, you have 60 minutes or how many hours to do all these quests in Final Fantasy Return of Lightning. And he just starts going, yes, yes, yes,
That would be yeah. That's fucking the ending. Da, 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 yes, yes. Yeah, that's instant like not buy for me like a fucking time limit.
no, it's probably worth buying, but not brand new because
Yeah.
apparently the games are getting worse and worse. But no, that would be awesome. Can you imagine that? It's like you know, you got typical bad guy Mark A, and then Bryan literally just runs and does a leg drop in his face, and that's how he defeats him.
Or like how everyone's got like does your little break and stuff, and they do stuff where they summon energy beams and stuff and throw five
Yeah,
fireballs. They drop a
yeah,
fucking boulder out of space on him. Daniel Bryan will run up to him, kick him on the face, and then like put him in a freaking chin lock. Yeah,
yeah.
that's his little breaks and stuff isn't flashy at all.
He gets a person to tap out. Oh, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah. Where's all the explosions?
I'm Daniel Bryan. I don't need explosions. Actually, that would be, by the sound of things, it's probably more interesting than the actual real game.
Like no need no fucking Omni Slash. There's fucking there's drop kick and cripple face. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to picture like wrestlers with like fucking like Mortal Kombat type moves and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah. I know you get say the tag team, and they just like the Legion of Doom, and they start doing their moves, and then Daniel Bryan comes along and finishes the job off. I think it'd be fun.
oh man.
That's why I'm surprised they never made a wrestling RPG.
I know. I've once came up with a good concept for one too. Uh,
Yeah,
uh, like like honestly, Triple H would be a good RPG character because you just put him in like the fucking his old King of Kings type outfit with the fucking Conan cape and the
yeah,
big ass
yeah,
all sledgehammer. He would make a good RPG character, you know.
yeah.
Guy's got the IQ
Oh yeah,
for it.
absolutely. And he's one of those dodgy characters where he can be good or evil,
Yeah.
which makes him interesting to follow.
Did you ever see the rumor about Triple H being the main event of WrestleMania?
Oh God,
Yeah,
no,
they're
no,
saying it might be Daniel
no.
Bryan, which is the plus, Daniel Bryan, Orton, and Triple H, triple threat.
Oh God.
Don't even think.
I mean, to be honest, if I had it my way, you'd never see or hear of Randy Orton, Triple H, or John Cena for another 2 years.
Yeah, I said that is a perfect heel move though. Put yourself in the main event.
Well, to be honest, you know what I think? You see, because John Cena's never been a heel, what I think they really should do is turn him heel. And the
Yeah,
best way to turn him heel is to basically, for instance, have Daniel Bryan versus Triple H,
yeah.
and then John Cena comes in and screws Triple H over. Oh no, no, no! He screws Daniel Bryan over, so
No,
he
the best
loses.
way to do it is really the only person that should beat Undertaker is John Cena.
Yeah,
And once he breaks the streak though, he's gonna be a
that's
heel for life.
no one will ever like him again. Not that half the audience do anyway, but
Yeah.
the half that did like him will not like him afterwards.
Yeah, at least Hulk Hogan, when he started noticing boos, he went to the NWO and success. You know,
Yeah. Oh yeah. But the weird thing is that I think Hulk Hogan was just as popular when he was a heel as when he was a face.
yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, because like now people are just paying to see him get his ass kicked. It's
Yeah.
'cause I remember he won the first year he was in WO, man, he won the most hated wrestler of the year award, and he was
Yeah.
bragging about it.
Yeah. Well, cool, because as long as you get some reaction from the fans,
Yeah,
because what was it? I'm sure it's John Cena. He came down to the ring and he's giving his usual um speech, and and near enough, most of the people were quiet,
mhm,
where they couldn't be bothered because they've seen him so often. He's done the same thing.
yeah.
You know, as long as you get a reaction, then you're happy. But if you get no reaction, that's when you are given a pink slip. No one cares about you. Bye. Go away and invent a new character.
um, I guess we'll move on to the final character on this list.
Yep.
And it's a shame Brett couldn't join because he would have fucking jizzed all over this character. He loves him.
Yeah. Well, so do I.
Oh, well, maybe you can stick up
Well,
for him then.
I have a love and hate relationship with him. Let's put it
I
that
got
way.
hate and like. Here we go. Kefka Palazzo from Final Fantasy VI. The Final Fantasy series has faced its share of ups and downs, but undeniably one of its greatest moments was Final Fantasy VI. The villain of Final Fantasy VI was Kefka, often described as one of the greatest villains in video game history. Through experimentation with espers and the power of magnesite, Kefka gained fantastical magic powers, albeit at the expense of his own sanity. Throughout the game, he gradually usurped more and more power until he reached a godlike level. The self-proclaimed god of magic, he terrorizes the world until he finally defeated at the hands of your party. Okay. Despite his ultimate defeat, he achieved his goal of destroying the world. Even in death, the events played out entirely the way he wanted them to. He is a sadomasochist who delights in pain, suffering, and most of all, destruction. His mind is broken to the point where he pathologically cannot comprehend love, friendship, and compassion. And he is physically incapable of feeling happiness, with the exception of sadistic glee. He is every bit as evil as the Joker, right down to the sadistic jokes, warped laugh, and creepy clown makeup. Kefka returned years later in Final Fantasy City, an experimental fighting game that featured the focal hero and villain of every Final Fantasy, beating the tar out of one another. Kefka was represented villain of Final Fantasy VI, and due to the nature of his character, there was no way he couldn't have stolen the show. The game expanded upon many different aspects of his character, showcasing insanity in every form. His philosophical craziness was showcased with his many thought-provoking and intense monologues on destruction. His demented sense of humor was shown constantly in his erratic behavior. His utter scariness was shown in his undenied sadism. And the list goes on. He makes every noteworthy appearance in both Cydia and Cydia 2. His appearances served only to fuel his already astronomical standing in the Villain Hall of Fame, but they also have cliche spots number one on this list.
Hmm. He's good. He does steal the show definitely, but that's because his character's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put the Joker in here, then as a good guy, then we would have a comparable character.
Yeah, if
Which,
this was like comic books and shit, then the Joker would definitely be on here too. And
well, no, what I meant was is that if you had the Joker as a good guy,
yeah,
and then you got him as the bad guy, then you would have two strong characters that you could compare. But I don't know. I mean, the characters in Final Fantasy VI are actually quite good,
hmm
and for different reasons. An example, Terra was controlled by, let's just call them the evil empire, the enemy which Kafka is a member of. And she is different to, say, is it Saban or Saban or something?
yeah, Saban.
So, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he does steal it because he's batshit crazy and it sticks in your mind. But I just think it's a little bit too simple because the other characters have different roles to play. And like I said, if you took away his batshit craziness, it would just be some dude. you know,
Um,
he's just a joker, really.
yeah. First of all, I can see how he stands out as the main guy, the best guy from Final Six, because that was like the first Final Fantasy where, not the first, but there's no
Mm.
definable main character. Um,
Well, yeah.
like it's equal kind of throughout, really. Like they gave it to Terra probably because she's the strongest and that she's the very first character you play as.
Mm.
But hell, and once you get to the second half, you don't even
Mm.
have to get pick Terra up ever again.
Yeah.
You just leave her at the orphanage that she's chilling at.
Yeah, because you have to go and pick up all the characters because they
Yeah,
all get lost.
yeah. Now if you're Psycho wants to go on the character, beat the game with two characters, then by all means.
yeah.
But
Yeah. Good luck with that.
probably level 99.
I don't know. He's definitely he's definitely most striking.
Um,
I suppose the difference between Kafka and the rest of the characters in Final Fantasy VI.
I always been the
I
odd man because while everyone has bitched about Final Fantasy 7 being the most overrated Sephiroth middle rate, which I tend to ignore those people. I'm like the one
Yeah.
person that says Final Fantasy 6 is overrated, and Kefka is too.
Well, I disagree with you, but only because I suppose unless you played the whole game, well you have, but most people haven't. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Final Fantasy VII is overrated. I enjoy it,
Yeah.
but I enjoy Final Fantasy VI just as much. I think they're both really really good games.
Yeah, like Kefka never really struck it as that awesome. Like, I don't know, probably 'cause his little sprite, he didn't really come off as intimidating. In fact, you can't even see that eye makeup on his little ass sprite.
I don't
How do he look
think
like he did in that
awesome.
first CG scene? Probably. Or if he had the voice, cause um,
Uh, I don't think awesome is the word I'd use. I think he's just batshit crazy.
I
I
find
mean,
he's
there's
just silly. Like it's just a silly person who well, because he's jumping around and complaining like they're sand on my boots and stuff like that. Like I thought he's just pampered, like some just a court mage. Like he
um
didn't really strike me as crazy, just like as power hungry. That's what he struck me as. And
well, I always thought he was a court jester, the
yeah,
fool.
yeah,
Because remember that at the beginning of the game, the the he's just there serving the king,
yeah.
and then he decides one day he gets bored and kills the king and takes his place.
I remember I haven't played this game in about 15 years, so
Yeah, yeah. No, I just get.
I was
He always
compelled.
came across like a court jester.
Yeah,
The fool
yeah.
who's there to entertain people.
Yeah,
The king.
he just struck me as like a regular everyday villain. It's loud. But however, and yeah, the moment where he kills General Leo, that is pretty fucking like a serious right there. Or the way he
Yeah,
sadistically kills his boss. Uh,
yeah,
but I think one of the problem with it too is that it's a big game, and you
yeah.
really do not see Kefka that much. You run into him like 5 times altogether. Yeah, whereas Sephiroth, he is creeping up on you like almost every part of your journey. Like every other dungeon, you see Sephiroth or Genova. But
True.
Kefka, you only see like 5 times.
True, but then the thing is that when an example, one of the scenes, big spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't played it,
Yeah.
one of the times you do see him, he actually is more impactful than, say, Sephiroth. Because when you go up to the weird floating cloud place and you see him moving the god or goddess statues,
Yeah,
and the whole world is completely destroyed and changed.
yeah.
That is far more impactful than pretty much most of the times you see Sephiroth in Seven.
Mhm.
So then I would rather have someone that is impactful rather than someone who just turns up, basically says you don't know what you're talking about, and then buggers off uh, for you to fight him again later on, as he keeps leaving Jennifer behind.
I don't know. It's like normal. Like, probably because I was younger, I always thought when destroying the world was kind of several screen time to literally blow up the fucking planet. That's why I give you say destroy. It's not
Yeah,
until I got older that I realized destroy is mean like destroy. The world's not like it was at all anymore.
yeah,
The
yeah,
whole social structure's gone. It's in
yeah,
ruins.
yeah.
So yeah. So when they say, "Well, Kefka destroyed the world," Sephiroth didn't. No, no, no. It's like, well, they had totally different definitions of destroy. I think if Kefka wanted to blow up the entire planet, he would need a bit more effort.
True,
Yeah.
true, true. But then an example,
Good
with
ass fucking
Seth,
puffins.
when Sephiroth was sent the moon, well, the meteor. If it had hit the planet, it would have killed everything on the surface, just like Kefka did.
Mm-hmm.
But it wouldn't have blown up the planet. It would just have a massive wound, and then it would just heal.
We don't know that, but
But well, when I say destroy, obviously I don't mean the literal planet. I mean you'd have to borrow the Death Star from Star Wars. Excuse me, can I borrow that? Just need to blow a planet up. I'll give it back to you next week, sort of thing. I don't know. I like them both. I think they're good in different ways. I mean, you got to I think with Final Fantasy VI, because the Super Nintendo has always been quite limited, and the
yeah,
cartridge size. I still think it would be interesting to see Final Fantasy VI, but where they flesh out the game, put it on
yeah,
something and use the new console's ability to upscale the graphics rather than what they seem to do.
yeah.
Because I think the only time that they changed the graphics of Final Fantasy VI was on the 3DS.
Perhaps.
On the PSP, it's just Final Fantasy VI. PlayStation 1, it's just Final Fantasy VI with a really nice intro, but it's exactly the same game.
I had a Game Boy Advance is like got some different dialogue and shit here and there.
Yeah, but it's pretty much the same game looking. I'd like to see, for instance, even Final Fantasy 12. You know the
Yeah,
engine?
it's like the sprites that match even the character picture sometimes. Like
No.
Claire has green hair in the game, but she's really blonde.
Yeah,
Kyan, he looks like he's a grown man, but he's actually an old man.
yeah,
Yeah, he's like freaking 60. But I could never tell. Uh,
yeah,
let's see here. Edgar and Saban are pretty good.
yeah.
Celeste, she actually looks a little chunkier in her sprite, but that's spits for you. Um, what's another one?
I mean, Kafka looked like a multicolored blob.
No, Kefka, he just you see like a regular dude in a green red outfit.
Yeah,
Like he was wearing Bowser's robe or something.
yeah,
It was yeah. It's like he looked completely different in that CGI scene.
yeah. But
Um,
you see what I mean? I'd really like them to completely revamp the entire game.
yeah, like I have like two different same topics to bring up. I have one pro Sephiroth, one pro Kefka. Which one should I go reversed here?
Take your pick.
I don't know. Roll dice.
Well, go with Kafka first then.
Okay. Final Fantasy City. That did Final Fantasy right because I was like I said, experimental fighting game. Like I thought it was kind of like copy and paste of characters from
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, but no, it's a damn good game. Good fighting system too, and and it definitely feels like a good continuation slash crossover of all the Final Fantasies.
Mm.
Like it definitely feels like a sequel for the characters because it delves
Okay.
more to the character development and stuff like that. Like
All right.
I think Titus and Jet actually have more better like character development and closure than they did in fucking Final Fantasy X
Okay.
and other stuff. It's just it's really cool. And and in it is a lot of cutscene battles and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's like shit you wished it was around on their Nintendo in the PS1 era.
Yeah.
Because we're like looking at fucking Garland and the Warrior of Light from Final Fantasy One.
Mm.
It's like I wish this fucking battle existed in 1987.
Yeah.
You know, because they're going this big CGI battle. It's fucking awesome. And
Yeah.
so. I think only the Cloud Sephiroth ones are actually the most boring because Avid Children already spoiled that possibility for us because we've seen that same shit before. Um,
Yeah,
but
it
so
was
yeah,
a bit dark though.
but yeah, so it really brought a lot of characters to life, like especially the Emperor from Final Fantasy 2. Like
Mm.
I'm impressed. He's actually kind of he's actually calling all the shots. Uh, but
All right.
but Kefka, it was nice to see him fleshed out because he is like at simultaneously funny and scary.
Okay.
Like you have like afraid your friend is smack. Damn it, enemy territory,
Mm.
enemy territory. Uh, yeah, like he'll constantly like change tones like 3 times in one sentence, like
Yeah.
from anger to despair to silly sounding, and
Yeah.
it's impressive. Like I said, they wrote him really good, and
Mm.
or in this one cutscene against Terra, like he's just funny and then fucking scared the shit out of me, at the same cutscene.
Wow.
Yeah, versus I'm gonna actually bring it up for you.
Oh,
Um,
by the way, you said you had the positive for Sephiroth. So you
yeah,
covered Kafka.
but yeah, I think the same difference between like Sephiroth is like the effect, because honestly, I wish I was asked this in my Q&A, but like what
Mm.
character scares me the most, and I had to say Sephiroth actually scares me, if at least intimidates me, um,
Mm-hmm.
because those scenes were always creepy as hell when that music would play and you come as like a fucking ghost. There's something that's floating through the walls and shit, or killing people or leaving
Yeah.
bodies everywhere. It's just he always creeped me out. And when he would pop up in other games, I just like say like I remember Kingdom Hearts 2 in the middle of a war battle, he just appears out of nowhere, and I just froze up. Like I don't have to fight him, do I? Because I could never even beat the first Kingdom Hearts game.
Mm.
And then I remember I was playing the City of Story, and I think the hero confronts somebody, the warrior flight, and then the camera pans over and shows Sephiroth, and out loud I went, "Oh shit!" It's Sephiroth just he intimidates me and I'm glad games kind of make him true and you know uh make him as just as badass as he ought to be. And I say I never
Okay.
got that Kefka. At least not for Sits. He just wasn't really involved enough in Sits. Um, in my opinion, because like I said, he only made 5 appearances, and while he came off as a good villain, I didn't think, I didn't get enough, basically.
Although to be fair, when he is moving the statues in number 6,
Yeah,
I wonder why the others just didn't sort of pull out an arrow and put a bolt for his neck or something. They just say, "Stop it! You shouldn't do this." It's like, why are you saying stop it? Just kill him. Wham, bang, job done. Pull out a sword, dead. Next. But in a way, it seemed to me that they were pretending to be weak because it was part of the story. So he's like I said, he I think he steals the show because he's so different to every other character. He is basically the Joker. That's the only reason why I think he steals the show. Not because he's a really good evil character, because well, you could just pull out a knife and kill him. But because he's different,
yeah.
he's easier to remember in comparison.
I say he's pretty unique. And just because everyone else kisses his ass, I guess I could see why he'd be number one. You know. And check this one cutscene that sent you about the Capcom Terra thing.
An example, take the A team. You got Mr. T
Yeah,
or Barrett, take your pick. Um, and he's so different from the rest of them that he kind of sticks out in your memory. So you got, very few people remember, say, George Peppard and some of his quotes, apart from, "Oh, I love it when a plan comes together." But then you got, say, Mr. T saying, "Hey, fool, shut up, fool, cut your jibber jab," and all, because he always seemed like he was in a bad mood.
yeah.
And for years, I used to say that BA meant bad attitude. But it's a bit like, say, in Final Fantasy VII. You got Mr. T, and then you got Sephiroth. You've got some really, really good characters. Whereas in 6, apart from Kafka, the other characters are not that unique or distinct. I think that's the problem. They're more Cloud than they are, say, Barrett or Sid. And Sid. I think, yes, Sid is in 6, but he doesn't play the same kind of role.
Nah, he's different every damn time.
Yeah, yeah.
I always liked it. For Final Fantasy 7 Sid. Although I am kind of impressed by fucking Final Fantasy 4 Sid that I see him. I'm seriously, dude, jumps out of an airship strapped with dynamite to blow up a fucking volcano.
Yeah.
Now I know where that meme has come from. Uh, and somehow he
Yeah.
survives.
Yeah. How do you survive that?
I mean, the dynamite was on your body. It's like, how did you
Yeah.
survive that shit?
Yeah.
It's fucking Sid. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, keep calm and drink your goddamn tea.
Well, in number 6, wasn't Sid like just some guy who worked?
He technically worked for the Empire. He worked in
Yeah.
the Esper factory or something, and he
Yeah.
was a friend of Solis,
Yeah.
and he wore that weird banana suit.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is that if they made it today, you know what I would do?
What?
I'd have the music from that Family Guy, banana suit. Peanut butter jelly time. It's peanut butter jelly time. I mean,
Peanut butter jelly. Oh man.
that would be funny.
But yeah, I guess it's stop talking about Final Fantasy so much in this podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, folks.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll see you next time.
you have a good one.
Bye.
Bye bye.